Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the VTCC, the Virtual Touring Car Cup round number 1. Now, those of you that have been to my channel before, you may say, but wait, Master Buxton, Master Kodiak, we had round 1 last week. We did have some lobby trouble last time out, which has meant that that round was essentially null and void. So, sadly, I won't say sadly, there was a lot of fun, a lot of racing, a lot of great racing going on. Just meant that last week was deemed a non-championship event. So we are starting the championship afresh from today. Now, getting the lobby underway. Now, unfortunately, we've had some technical gremlins that have just caused a bit of a delay, but never mind, we will get the show up and running as quickly as we can. So whilst the lobby is set up, all the testing sadly didn't generate the gremlins before now. Let's have a look at who we have got racing to. These are the people that are registered to take part in the series at the current moment. Most of these competitors took part last week. There have been some last-minute additions that aren't in this spotter's guide. So let's have a quick look at who we have got. Alex Jameson was multiple winner, a very strong sim racer. Alexander Rhodes is our graphics god. Also, bearing in mind that whilst everybody you can see in this spotter's guide will be racing the same cars, the liveries are going to change from next round. Didn't quite get all of the custom liveries sorted out in time for this particular round, but believe you me, they look fantastic. A lot of these drivers, bear in mind, are real-life club racers and have sponsors and what have you going on. So hopefully we'll be able to get them properly represented in the custom liveries as well. So Alexander Rhodes spearheading that. Toby Owen is the man that is responsible for this entire cup. He has been spearheading this and has done a lot of work to promote it. And I'm very honoured to be part of it in the commentary box. Chris Callahan, a name I wasn't familiar with until last week. Saw him take the, I think it's the Astra he's running. And a bigger one, it might be the Clio. Clio, no, bigger pardon, it's the Renault, excuse me. I'm trying to look at other things to keep abreast of messages as well, so do pardon me there. Gary Cooper, particularly want to mention Gary, as he's one of we're going to be running 2 featured racers, and Gary is one of them for this particular week. Each race we're going to be picking 2 drivers to represent as featured racers, so give them a bit of publicity and be able to talk about them as well. And Gary is one of our racers for one of our featured racers for this particular event, and I will make sure I have the notes that he very kindly sent me earlier. Make sure I have them handy whilst we are talking about whilst we're getting the second lobby set up. Actually, what I'm also going to do is just have my usual music. Apologies there, that was a little loud when that kicked in, just so we have something running in the background. Right, who else can we talk about? We can also mention Colin Dunn, who's got some supporters in the chat already in this fetching a blue and white BMW. Jack Dan, who goes by the name Jack Dan Karting, I believe, in the Renault. We have Jay Daniels, very strong competitor, also running the Renault. Josh Morris, who wasn't with us last week, but I did get a chance to commentate on Josh. Very, very strong runner in the 90 minutes run we did at Silverstone a few weeks ago. Kev Straw. Now, Kev actually joined us as a result of last week's race. He saw the stream, asked to take part. He headed over to the VTCC page on Facebook and made his intentions known, and here he is joining us. He's the sole runner of the A45, the Mercedes. David Garside. Now, his car does appear plain white. It will appear plain white to me. He was sort of the guinea pig for the custom livery, so to speak. McRae Williams, running the same livery as Toby Owen in the Renault, and had a bit of a mixed race last time out, but we'll see how well McRae does this time. Mark Holmes in the white, or predominantly white Renault. Matt Sherrington in the very distinctive orange BMW. John Nobbs sadly is not going to be with us. His computer decided to implode. Decided to grenade itself in time for tonight's race. Sadly, we will not see the teammate Alex Jameson. As mentioned earlier, Alex is a stonkingly fast sim racer, and John is a very, very fast racer himself. Sadly, will not be with us. Ollie Sai in the what I refer to as the Castrol flavoured BMW. We have Adam Davies, referred to as Sienna Viper, hence why his 3-letter abbreviation is SIE. Adam Davies, very strong runner in the British livery BMW. Simon Williams struggled a little bit last week. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up the pace a little more here in Hockenheim in the white and black Renault. And finally Nick Bailey, referred to as Scuzzle, in the Monster liveried Renault. That is going to be our competitor. That's everybody that is currently ready to take part. There have been a couple more added to the list that haven't yet been added to the Spotters Guide. One in particular, I'm just having a look at who has joined us in the lobby at the moment as it's being rebuilt. One that has joined us is going to be referred to, his gamer tag is Gummy Bear. I don't know this individual, so I don't know what to read into that. Maybe he is, sugary and squidgy. Who knows? That is Brendan Van Eden. So there's a new competitor in this particular league. And we also have a person referred to as Rank Dropper. Again, don't know how to read into that, and I'm going to have to look up the name of this individual. I did ask earlier, and I must confess I have completely forgotten. It is Carl Benson, who also is a late joiner to this event. So welcome to you both. Whilst we await, let us have a look at let's have a quick discussion on the format for tonight's event. Like I said, because we've had a little bit of a technical hitch, what we are going to be doing is, I'm just going to bring up an image if I can. Switch to there and alter that to bring up there we go. So this is how tonight's format is going to work. It wasn't quite the original, but this is how it's going to run. So it's a 10-minute qualifying session for race number 1. We're just heading into the lobby, so we'll be heading down to the trackside very, very shortly. So 10-minute qualifying determines the grid for races 1 and 3. Bear in mind, it's 3 15-minute races. Race 2 is a random grid, so whatever order the computer decides to put them in is the order they're going to run in. Results from all 3 races will determine overall event standings. Championship points awarded based on those event standings, as mentioned. Bonus point for pole, bonus point for fastest lap from race 1 specifically. Bearing in mind the race 2, because it's a random grid, would be a little unfair to award a bonus point for standing on the front, and they are allowed to run any car from the touring car class, of which there are 4. It's the Mercedes, the BMW, the Renault, and my mind's gone blank. My mind has gone blank on what the 4th one is. But we are going to go trackside, so then let's kill the tunes. Let's head down to the circuit then, as we have cars coming out on track. 20 drivers join us for this opening event. Let's say we do know that John Nobbs did have technical trouble before the event even began, which was a great shame. So there is one of our newcomers. Well, I say newcomers, it's a brand new season, so brand new series, so technically everyone is a newcomer. But newcomer in the sense of was not able to be put on the guide, as they joined us a little late through no fault of their own. It's just they found us a little later than some others. So rank dropper, that was Carl Benson. Everybody coming out on track. Good to see. It looks like Gary Cooper's had a bit of a trouble. It's a bit of a shame. Both of our feature drivers seem to have had some kind of technical difficulty. So it would seem that we were actually joking that being a feature driver seems to mean some kind of technical issue. But hopefully that isn't the case. There is Nick Bailey in that very distinctive monster livery Renault. Kev Straw also joined us a little late, although a little earlier than a couple of the others. Kev saw us last week in our phenomenal race. He's the sole runner of that Mercedes. So he's running the A45. The lock up there coming into the stadium. Nearly slamming into the back of Mark Holmes. Continues to do that. That is Simon Williams in the Astra. Whoops. Let's run a little bit deep. Sienna Viper, that's Adam Davies in the British livery BMW. Rank dropper, as already mentioned, is Carl Benson. There's Matt Charrington in the orange BMW. That is my particular favourite of not just this class, but actually of this game, of Project Cars 2. I particularly love that BMW 320. David Garside, he is running the plain liveried Renault. As he was a bit of a guinea pig for the custom livery system that we're going to be running. Joe Daniels, he's not the Renault you can immediately see. He's the blue and white one behind. There he is. That's either Toby Owen or... I've forgotten. So I don't have my spotter's guide. Spotter's guide I've been talking about. I don't have it handy. That's clever of me. I've forgotten who the other one was. Oh, it's McRae. It was McRae who was running the second of those yellow and blue Renaults. Oh! Colin Dunn, now Mr. Fishwick. I'm not sure. Colin was on the spotter's guide. I thought he wasn't for a minute. Oops, nope, that's not gone well. Struggling to slow the BMW down. That's down at turn 2. He's going to have to wait for everybody to come past him. There's Ollie Sly in the casserole flavoured BMW. There is Gummy Bear, otherwise known as Brendan Van Eden. I do hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Again, welcome to you. Mark Holmes, white Renault, right Astra, beg your pardon. Oh, that's one of the blue Renaults I think that was locking up ahead of him. McRae Williams just coming out on track to start his qualifying run. They only have 10 minutes, they don't know how long. Alex Jameson, the Dominator from last week, and all eyes on him to do well once again here at Hockenheim. Josh F30 is... Oh, goodness, I've forgotten. Josh Martin. I can't believe I forgot his name. As mentioned, he was with us in the Silverstone race that we did a few weeks ago. Jack Dan, being hounded by one of the blue and yellow Renaults. Chris Callahan is chasing Matt Charrington, who starts to see some times. Come on the board, there's Alex Rhodes. White and red BMW. Unsurprisingly, Mr. Jameson, quite a bit at the front with the 146. Whoa! Really a lot of opposite lock going on there, coming into turn 1. Very nicely done there. Let's ride on board with Mr. Jameson so you get an idea of what this track is like to drive literally on board in the cockpit cam. We are now heading down the Parabolica, turn 5, streaming down to the hairpin of turn 6. Unfortunately, I've had a small technical issue of my own and all my windows are closed, so that's not helped me. Oh dear, it does look like Gary Cooper has a complete failure of some description as he is now offline. That's a great shame. Oh no, he's just coming back online. Hopefully he can join us. He's not got long to rejoin the session. I really hope that he can join us for the session. But he can join us for race 2 or 3 if he's unable to do so for this race. Oops, so Alex is having a bit of an argument with, that's the Merc, I think. That's the Mercedes. Oh dear, Alex won't be happy about that, but still with a 1.8 second advantage over David Garside. Oh, now that is a surprise. Well, and so it's a surprise, and I don't mean that disingenuously, but David Garside really struggled last week at Donington. But, it's rank dropper, Brendan, no, beg your pardon, that's not Brendan, that's Carl Benson. Nicely done in the Renault. There's 82nd with 147.4. Then it's David Garside. It's Toby Owen. It's in 4th position with a 48.2. Ollie Sy currently 5th, 49.4. On the board in the BMW, still 3 minutes 40 to go. Jack Dan in the 6th position with a 49.7. Very close in between each time, about half a second, second to third, and then it's really close, exactly as we had last time out as well. There's Josh Martin, flashing the lights from the BMW. Who's he getting to? I suspect that was to the Renault behind. But, he was saying, I'm not on a fast lap, please come past me. And on he goes. Chris Callahan in 9th position at the moment. And we have got car number 20, which I hope is... It's Gary Cooper. Excellent. Now, Gary Cooper is one of our featured racers for this event. So let's have a read through of some of the stuff that he has given us, or has given me, I should say, for this event. So his achievements: Kent Kart Champion in the Rotax 177 class, Red Lodge Club in 2000. Rotax 177 Kart Champion 2012 season, was unbeaten in all 12 rounds. I've read those numbers not quite right. Sorry there, Gary. Also winning the Driver Award, beg your pardon. This was under the banner of Gaz Tech Karting, which then progressed into Cooper Motorsports when I stepped out of the racing seat and managed from 5 to 12 karters from age 8 up to 48. Goodness me. Up to 12 karters, straight. As a team owner, we managed to win the Kimbleton Mini Max Championship, and also in the same season, Wilton Mill Mini Max Championship. Wow, that's a mouthful. As a team, we also competed on the Belgium and French Kart Championship, where we came 5th out of 86 entries, again in the Minimax. Wow, that's a stonking achievement. Fair play to Cooper Motorsport. I also then started in the Fiesta Junior Championship. In our first season as a race car team, we broke the lap record on Silverstone National and came 5th overall in the championship. Fair play, well done. Now a race for fun, myself again in the Track Day Championship, building his own race cars from a very good road car, as all the race cars raced under Cooper Motorsport are all built by myself and my dad. That's fair play indeed. So a family-run team for Cooper Motorsport. Ooh, a little deep coming into turn 12, the Sachs curve, coming into the stadium. Oh, is he down at turn 8? Those are the two. Oh no, I was right first time. He wished to give a particular shout out to Carol and Mick, again part of the family, as without them I would never have been able to do what I love. Fair play to Gary, very glad to give a shout out to Carol and Mick. Also a shout out to Madison, his daughter, as all three will be watching him tonight. Very glad to give a big shout out to the Cooper family. We've lost one from our drivers, unfortunately. Gary wasn't the one that we lost. Very glad to give a particular. Also, I did highlight this last week, but for those that are joining us for the first time this week, do also want to mention that Gary Cooper is a COVID-19 survivor, so which I think deserves a huge amount of respect, as COVID has been a huge devastator to many families and work and all sorts. I don't think I need to go into that too much, and to see that Gary is someone that's actually been very, very ill and gotten through it, and wow, did he put on a hell of a performance last week, also to be mentioned. Right, checker flag is out. First qualifying session is over and done with, so anyone now out on a lap is allowed to complete it. Jameson in the top spot with rank dropper, that is Carl Benson. Then it is Toby Owen in third. David Garside still hanging on in there in the top echelons with that 48.0. Alex Rhodes up in 5th position at the moment, still getting the tail to wag with that BMW. Jay Daniels currently in 6th at 48.3. Then it's Nick Bailey. Nick Bailey started from the front row, I believe, in at least one of our races last week at Donington. Chris Callahan, that's under very high control. So he is done. 48.6 is as much as he can do. And in the background is Matt Cherrington, I believe, in that orange BMW. There's Ollie Sy. Oh, Ollie Sy's had a big argument with something very, very solid. And that's a very misbehaving BMW. Goodness me. There's Josh, wanting to continue on his merry way. Just coming into the stadium now. is turn 8. That's sorry, turn 12. The Sachs curve. Gary Cooper, goodness me, considering he missed almost all of quali, he's going to put it in 4th with a 47.9, just a 10th behind. Well, it's Toby Owen. What a great effort from Gary Cooper. Very nicely done. David Garside's done. Alex Rhodes is done. Jay Daniels is done. Everyone is done. Right, then, the grid order for race number 1. Alex Jameson, and it's Carl Benson to take the front row. BMW and Renault. And then it is Toby Owen, Gary Cooper for row 2, David Garside and Alex Rhodes for row 3, Jay Daniels and Nick Bailey row 4, Chris Callahan and Josh Morris, I think that's a Josh Martin earlier, Josh Morris in row 5, then Ollie Syme, Matt Harrington row 6th, Adam Davies and Jack Down at row 7, McRae Williams and Colin Dunn row 8, Mark Holmes and Simon Williams row 9, and Kev Straw at the tail of the field. And so we did lose one of our racers early on. Can't see who it is we have lost, but nevertheless 19 managed to complete qualifying. Let's see then, hopefully all of our drivers make it through to the race. There is always that worry that technical problems will befall our drivers heading to the grid. It's always that nervous wait. 19 made it, wonderful. So then, this is an open setup series, so it's not just fixed to the default setups as we had previously in the Interclub Championship. So these drivers are allowed to make any tweaks and alterations they like to the cars, to adjust them to their own driving style, however they see fit. So we will see then how well this pays off. Unsurprisingly, Mr. Jameson up front. He's always been such a dominant force in the sim racing side. I've raced and lost against him many, many times. So I can testify to that. His teammate, John Nobbs, sadly not with us. As in the session, due to his computer deciding he didn't want to play ball anymore. Just this nervous wait now. One more minute for our drivers to make any last minute changes they feel necessary. And then we will get 15 minutes of racing underway for round number 1. Let's say it's an overall events point scoring system that is employed. And there's nothing really to do. Just, the tension doth rise at times like this. If they don't ready up within the 2 minutes, they get disqualified. Everybody has readied up. So then, it is time to get race number 1 underway. It is time to wind them up and let them go. Who is going to be bravest on the brakes? Who's going to get the best start? Master fidgeting further back. Oh my goodness, Ollie Syme, that's Nick Bailey that's been shoved over to the grass. But up front, oh, Alex Jameson looks like he's going to have some competition in the form of Carl Benson. Side by side through turn 1, down towards the second turn. Alex has gone back into the lead. But on the inside line is the Renault of Carl Benson. Can he get the move done? Not quite. Alex Jameson holding on to the lead and just about, as Carl had to go the long way round. Right behind them, Alex Rose up into 3rd position. Great start for him. That's the view for his BMW. Right next to him is Toby Owen, rather literally. If you go to the outside camera, Toby Owen's fallen behind. Oh, looking at 3 wide coming into the hairpin. Alex is trying to cover off Carl, and here comes Alex Rhodes to try and upset the party. Jameson's gone wide. Rhodes is in the lead. Oh, and Alex Rhodes could not capitalise on that. Toby Owen side by side with Alex Rhodes. Couldn't quite pull that one off. Side by side for Jameson, beg your pardon, and for Benson. Still side by side as they're coming up to turn 8. Alex Jameson regains the lead. Goodness me. Then Ollie Syme, who's gone up to 5th position side by side with Toby Owen as they come through turn 10. Nicely done. Doesn't look like if we have any major incidents, well, it looks like Mark Holmes has fallen off the back of the field. Look at Toby Owen defending as best he can. Right behind them, Jay Daniels is ready to get involved in the fight. Fighting going on everywhere, as you would imagine. Up front, goodness me, Carl Benson really making Alex Jameson work for it. Fine by us up in the commentary box. as Alex Rhodes is hanging on to the back of the Renault of Carl Benson. Oh, Jameson was a bit wide coming off that final turn. That's going to give the momentum to Carl Benson as they come into turn 1 for the second time. The Renault's gone ahead, but has he outbraked himself? He's gone a bit too deep. As he's rejoined the circuit, he's going to be given a slowdown warning for that one, as Alex Jameson regains the lead. Well, what a great way to make yourself known for Carl Benson. Oh, there's trouble for the back. That's Jay Daniels. There's got a bit of a half spin there. Through went Owen, through went Ollie Sy. Jay Daniels has managed to hold on to his 6th position just about. Right behind him is Jack Dan. Josh Marshall. I keep getting his name wrong every time I say it. Josh Morris right behind. Callahan. Then Dunn. Gary Cooper down in 11th position. He's had a pretty bad start. Lots of fighting going on here, there and everywhere. There's penalties everywhere on the board. We'll have a look at the penalties in a minute. Ops! That's... Oh, big punch in the face there for Gary Cooper from Nick Bailey. Goodness me, great big scrap going on there. The front bumper of Gary Cooper's Renault is having a good old conversation with himself. Oh, that was a big incident further back. Mark Holmes and David Garside have had a huge coming together at the hairpin. Oh dear, huge damage to Garside's car. Oh no, Mark Cooper's off. Oh no, what's happened there? As he's come back on, he's clouted Simon Williams. Oh no. Oh, another incident. Matt Cherrington has gotten squashed in between Kev Straw and Nick Bailey. Oh, Nick Bailey did so well last week at Donington. It's gone horribly wrong for him. Jump back up to Colin Dunn in 10th position. He's got a hell of a scrap ahead of him. And involves Jack Dan, Ollie Sy, Chris Callahan, Josh Morris, himself. McRae Williams is not quite close to this battle, but look at this lovely 5-way battle going on up front. Jameson starting to... Oops, steady there, Benson. Did Benson get the penalty? He didn't. Alex Rowe did, Toby Owen did, Jack Dan did, and Mark Holmes did. And, oh goodness me, that's Nick Bailey and Kev Straw in the pits with damage. Simon Williams has chosen to continue, as has David Garside. He's got no bumper on the car, no bonnet rather on the car. Carl Benson doing what he can against the might of Alex Jameson, but that's a hell of a task to do. But in that shot, you've got Jameson, Benson, Rhodes, Owen, Jay Daniels right on the back of Toby Owen. Battle for 4th going on there. Then it's Ollie Sy, Jack Dan. They're having a great scrap. Right behind them, Callahan, Morris and Dunn. Oh, there is Colin Dunn having a go at Josh Morris. Can't quite get the move done though as they come through turn 8. So quite a mixture of front and rear wheel drive cars. The BMW, the only rear wheel drive car in the game. But the mainly the front wheel drive is the Renault. There's a couple of Astras out there and one Mercedes. There's McRae. Oh, side by side for Morris and Dunn. As Josh Morris managed to slow it down, he did. Colin did manage to nose into the lead, but a great late breaking manoeuvre from Josh Morris reclaims that 9th position. Nicely done. Callahan doing his best to hang on to the back of the battle for 6th position. Oh, there in the shot, we've just lost someone. Oh, that's someone off the road. That's Josh Morris. Oh no, huge incident for Josh Morris. One of our drivers is out. I can't immediately identify who, but Josh is going to be very, very careful how he rejoins, and he's hit the wall trying to rejoin. His car is very heavily battered. Oh dear, oh dear. Up front, Alex Jameson's not been able to do what he normally does and just dance off into the distance. Still in close proximity is Carl Benson. It's just that Carl Benson really revs the nuts off that Renault coming out of the hairpin. Then Alex Rhodes, kind of minding his own business, a little bit known as, and then a great Renault duel between Jay Daniels and Toby Owen. Oh, there in the background we just saw Callahan. Oh, that was Jack Dan having a terrible exit from the hairpin. And that's allowed Callahan to go up into 7th position. Colin Dunn having dispatched his previous sparring partner of Josh Morris, now can concentrate on trying to close in on the battle ahead of him. There's McCrory Williams, rather minding his own business in 10th position. Gary Cooper, after a strong qualifying position, trying to recover some lost time. And Matt Charrington, 1.5 seconds behind Gary Cooper. Bit of a gap, about 7 seconds back to Mark Holmes as we're approaching halfway in this race. Then it's Josh Morris trying to do a bit of damage limitation. Simon Williams with David Garside, the wounded cars at the tail of the field. And Nick Bailey and Kev Straw having their own little conversation at the tail of the field. Great shame, great shame. Jameson still trying to get away from Carl Benson. Benson was half a second faster than Alex Rhodes last time around, so Alex is going to have to really push hard to get away from that chasing Renault. Interesting. But there's a 6.3 second gap between the two Alexes at the moment, as that is Josh Martin. I said it did it again. Josh Morris, beg your pardon. Coming into the pits, bringing that wounded BMW as the cameraman is looking completely the wrong direction. And into the hairpin, we can see Tobio, Jay Daniels continuing their duel for 4th position. Oh, hello! That was Jack Dan, I think, getting it wrong. As Ollie Sy is now shaping up. Chris Callahan on the inside of turn 7. Still side by side. Chris is going to have the inside line coming into turn 8. Oh, his line's compromised though. Here comes Ollie Sy. He's going to try and get alongside for turn 10, which he does. He's wide enough to do it. Side by side still. That's going to be advantage Ollie Sy now. He's going to have the inside line for turn 11. Oh my goodness. Jack Dan absolutely dives on the inside of Chris Callahan for 7th place. And look at the barges way past. Goodness me. He's just, it looked like from that angle, I wasn't sure if there was impact there, but he's just absolutely banzai past on his side. Jack Dan has reclaimed 2 positions in 2 corners. Goodness me. That's a view from Chris Callahan as he continues to chase this particular battle. But my word, that was, that's someone that's not afraid to get their elbows out. Oh, on his side, very, very close to the back of Jack Dan at the moment. Going through turn 1. Towards turn 2, Callahan a little bit too far on the back of Ollie Sy to make a move. He's rather made his intentions known, but he was never close enough to make that move stick. Right behind is Colin Dunn with a lapped Josh Morris in the mixture. There's Gary Cooper, there he is. Very, very wounded Renault for him, there behind Matt Charrington. Oh, that's Ollie Sy. He's going to get on. Oh, punch in the face for Jack Dan from Ollie Sy. Ollie back up into 6th position. Here comes Callahan to try and relieve Jack Dan of another position. Through turn 7. And Jack Dan is going to try and banzai on the inside again of turn 8. He made it work once. He's made it work again. Callahan's locked up. That's given 7th position back to Jack Dan. Behind them, Colin Dunn is, because they've been fighting, they've lost so much ground, and Colin Dunn looked like he, definitely does, want to capitalise on that within a second of the warring Renaults ahead of him. Matt Charrington is closing in on Gary Cooper, it seems, so it could well be a battle in the closing stages of race number 1 for 11th place, but Gary has that penalty. That could well see him behind BMW. Further up the field, Jay Daniels and Toby Owen continue their staring match for 4th place. Amazing stuff. Colin Dunn on the back of Callahan. That's the view from Mr. Fishwick himself. He's got no immediate bother behind him. There's Colin Dunn. As that is Josh Morris, that is a lap car. A lap car is allowed to unlap themselves as long as they do not impede the car they unlap themselves from. Which I would imagine for Josh Morris might be an exceedingly bad idea if he splits himself in the middle of this battle. Oh, Chris Callahan's had a good run out of turns 2, 3 and 4 along the parabolic on the inside of Jack Dan. Can he get the move done before they get down to the hairpin? Yes, he can. Chris Callahan up to 7th. That's given Ollie Sy a good one. Well, it's about a second's worth of breathing space. And that is Jack Dan way too deep into the hairpin. Now here comes Colin Dunn. The roof camera is easy to see for our perspective. Here he goes down the good run. And wow, the runner goes very early for the defensive line. Colin's a little late to the apex. And that essentially ruined the momentum he had. Easy for me to say in the comments box, I grant you. Josh Morris has actually got a great, you can find him, there he is. He's got a great ringside seat, despite the fact that his car is reshaped. He's also got a great ringside seat for the entire battle ahead of him. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Josh is actually just having to sit back and they will feel he's being held up. But there's no point in him unlapping himself. There's only a couple of minutes left until the checkered flag falls. As sadly it looks like Carl may well have made a mistake because he's lost a good few seconds on Alex Jameson up front as the cameraman is looking the wrong way. Oops! Oh, that was the tiniest of mistakes there. Colin Dunn just dipped a wheel on the outside and the BMW does not take kindly to that. Front wheel drive cars don't mind so much, but the rear wheel drive one does not. On board with Jack Dan, he's lost some ground against Chris Callahan, who's now putting Ollie Sy under pressure for 6th place. Turn 2. Chris Callahan does seem to bounce off the rev limiter quite a bit. Now in the slipstream of the BMW, such as this, slipstream's not all that effective in these cars, but it does still gain you a little bit. You can see Ollie Sy feeling the need to defend that inside line coming into the hairpin. Callahan's going to try and cut back underneath, but he realises Jack Dan's there. That was great awareness from Chris Callahan. But unfortunately for Jack, he could not complete the move as Josh Morris gets a little bit out of shape. Or he was allowing Colin Dunn back through. Oh, Ollie Sy's gone too deep, but so's Callahan. Oh, this could get messy. Side by side for the two Renaults coming through. Turns 8, 9 and 10. Is Jack Dan going to be able to complete that one? Callahan's going to have the inside line coming into 11 for the run of the stadium. Oh, what a move from Jack Dan. But can he keep that one on the road? Yes, he can. Great move to get back up into 7th. But here comes Callahan again. You're never going to make a move work on the outside of turn 12. Oh, we're trying to cut back underneath him. And there is Colin Dunn, also looking to get interested. Oh, that was a bit late on the brakes for Chris Callahan. That's really compromised his line. Here comes Colin Dunn again. 10 seconds for the checkered flag to fall. Oh, no, it's into the wall for Colin Dunn. Oh, that's a whole lap. He's going to have the limp with a car that will not stay straight. That's McRae Williams coming up to overtake Colin Dunn, but another flawless performance from Mr. Jameson. That's Kev Straw. He's been through the pits, remember, so he's been joined by the leaders as Carl Benson is going to come up to put a lap upon him as well. Carl did what he could against the amazing might that is Alex Jameson. Quite a few penalties on the board. Let's have a quick look at those. 1 second for Rhodes and Daniels, 2 for Owen, 1 for Sy, 2 for Jack Dan, 1 for McRae, 1 for Dunn, 1 for Gary Cooper, 2 for Mark Holmes, 5 for Kev Straw. But once again, it's Alex Jameson at the top of the tree. Your winner for race number 1 here at Hockenheim is the yellow BMW of Alex Jameson. Great effort there. Second is going to be Carl Benson. And over the line, a lap down is Kev Straw. Alex Rhodes, both Alexes in the top 3. Fairly unchallenged podium for Mr. Rhodes. Jay Daniels does manage to fend off Toby Owen for 4th in their race-long battle. Ollie Sy, having been in that great 3-way duel between yourself, Jack Dan and Chris Callahan, with the occasional guest appearance from Colin Dunn, comes home in 6th position. Jack Dan in 7th. Chris Callahan 8th. With penalties, Chris Callahan goes up into 7th place. There is a wounded Josh Morris in that mixture. McRae Williams comes over the line in 10th. And Colin Dunn manages to limp that BMW home, only losing 1 position in the end for 10th place. There is Gary Cooper being chased home by Matt Charrington, but I suspect those 2 positions are going to swap. They didn't. So Gary Cooper manages to retain that 11th spot. Mark Holmes didn't see a lot of it this time around. So we had so much fighting up front. Mark Holmes is going to come over the line to claim 13th position. Okay, that's a lag that's made him look like he's skewed off to build some sandcastles. David Garside in 14th position. Simon Williams with Nick Bailey. Nick really giving him the beans for a disastrous opening lap. He has gone off to build sandcastles. Take an advertising hoarding with him. Well, why not? Have a bit of fun whilst you come over the line. Fair play to you, Nick Bailey. Right, so it's Alex Jameson and Carl Benson that take the top honours. Fastest lap going to Alex Jameson, unsurprisingly, but he really did have to work for it in the early stages from Carl Benson. Then Alex Rhodes rounding up the podium. Then there's Jay Daniels, Toby Owen, Ollie Sy, Chris Callahan, Jack Dunn, McRae Williams, Colin Dunn. Yeah, that's going to trip me up a few times. Gary Cooper, Matt Charrington, Mark Holmes, David Garside, Simon Williams, Nick Beatty, Kev Straw, Josh Morris, I beg your pardon. And that's who we lost early on. It was Mr. Davies in the BMW. Don't go anywhere. Round number 2 is going to be upon us very, very shortly. So do stay with us for the random grid this time of race number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to race number 2 of the VTCC here at race number 2 of round number 1, I should say, of the VTCC, the Virtual Touring Car Cup at Hockenheim. We have 20 drivers returning to this side. Let's have a look at who's going to be starting where. Adam Davies, who retired from the first race, and McCrae Williams take the front row. There's Josh Morris and Nick Bailey for row 2. Remember, this is a random grid this time. Carl Benson and Jack Down, row 3, Alex Rhodes and David Garside, row 4. Then it is Toby Owen and Mark Holmes, row 5. Gary Cooper, right in the middle. And Gummy Bear, which was Brendan Van Eden in row 6. Then Kev Straw and Chris Callahan, row 7. Simon Williams and Matt Harrington, row 8. Ollie Sy and Jay Daniels, row 9. And Mr. Jameson, the winner of the first race, and indeed every race we've held so far, signing at the tail of the field with Mr. Colin Dunn. Ooh, this ought to be interesting. Now, not everyone's a fan of reverse grid races. Personally, I absolutely love them from a commentary perspective, although they do tend to be very, very, very chaotic in race trim. We'll see how well our drivers do, as within the next 30 seconds we will be racing. Just waiting for the last few to ready up, and they have done so. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, race number 2 is about to get underway. It is time to wind them up. Let them go! Who is going to be bravest on the brakes? Who is going to get... Oh, someone's actually had a jump start. Adam Davies has had a jump start, sadly. I just saw in the race week, but well, that will be explained why he's had such a great lead build-up already. Williams is already on the push, and Nick Bailey on his right-hand side. He's getting, well, lots of jostling going on, as you would imagine. Who is going to come a cropper into turn 2? The first major braking zone. Oh, someone's flown off the road. It's Quincy. Oh, there it was. It's Alex Rhodes. It's not Alex Jameson, it's Alex Rhodes, I think. Oh no, we've lost one already. It was in Van Eden. Brendan Van Eden, we've lost. It was Josh Morris that's fallen through the field. Back up to the front as they come streaming down towards the hairpin for the first time in anger. Oh no, we've lost Alex. Oh no, it's Jack Dan. We've just lost Jack Dan from the race. So 2 retirements before half of lap 1 is done. Goodness me. Oh, big problem there. That was Garside. Coming in a cropper. Oh, it's Gary Cooper again. Oh no, Gary Cooper has come a cropper this time. A great shame for him. But up front, Adam Davies continues to run on. But I thought I saw the message that he had a jump start, but I'm not seeing any penalties on his name. Then it is Benson, Nick Bailey, Mark Holmes in 4th position, Kev Straw up to 5th. Alex Jameson has worked his way from 20th to 6th place. Oh, big move on the inside of turn 8. And gets the move done. Although the BMW gets very, very twitchy. Big partners turn 12. Into the stadium section. Towards the end of the lap. That's Mark Holmes wandering a bit wide. And there was a penalty then for Davies. That'll be a drive-through penalty because he jumped the start. It doesn't appear on the timing board. That's why I thought he'd gone away with it. But no such luck. There's Nick Bailey now up to 7th position with Benson in the lead now. There in the background you can see Alex Jameson making a move on Mark Holmes into turn 2 for 3rd place. Gets the move done. Lots of jostling going on. As you can see there in the background of that particular shot, there's McCrae Williams and Toby Owen, both of them running the same livery Renault. So much action going on everywhere as Adam Davies comes out right behind Matt Charrington, who's had again an argument with something. There is Josh Morris chasing Gary Cooper, chasing this almighty great stream of cars as they're coming down to the hairpin. Oh my goodness me, on board with Josh Morris at the tail of the field, who's gone a little bit too deep. There is action everywhere. There's overtakes going on here, there, and absolutely everywhere. Mark Holmes the first to open the penalty scoring sheet. Goodness me, I can't call all of this going on. It's still on board with Josh Morris. Oh, there's Garside! Huge accident for David Garside! Oh my goodness, that was a huge one. That's Chris Callahan he's collected. Oh, there's not a lot of that car left. It'll drive, but yeah, that's going to be horrible to get to go in a straight line. Oh no, Josh has made a mistake. Whoa. As he's rejoined the track, it's forced Callahan to make a huge diversionary move. There is Jameson trying to close in on Nick Bailey. That's Nick Bailey is quick. There's the top 3 in that particular shot. And Mark Holmes very much with breathing space. And what's this penalty? Only a second at the moment. Then there's a 3-way fight here. 4-way battle rather. Straw, Owen, Sy and Daniels. Owen is very wide through turn 1, which is very, very easy to do. Oh, but it's all rubbing between the BMW and the Renault as they come down towards turn 2. Oh, as the Renault managed to outbrake the BMW. Not quite. Jake Daniels is ready to pick up the pieces. Several penalties now on the board. Garside and Charrington both in the pit after that huge accident they just had. And the BMW manages to get ahead of the Renault. Here comes Jake Daniels to make Toby Owens' day even worse. Can he do it though? Can he get the move complete before they get down towards the hairpin? Ollie Sy's very much trying to block everybody. There's the Mercedes, the Sol Merc. Oh, that's really deep. That's way too deep for Ollie Sy. He's slots right ahead of Toby Owens. Simon Williams right behind. Could well get involved in the battle. And up front, Jameson has managed to dance around Nick Bailey for second through the turns 8, 9 and 10 complex as they come into the stadium section. It's impossible for me to know where to look. Garside's back on track after a lengthy pit stop. Now Nick Bailey and Alex Jameson have raced already. They had quite a tussle at Donington. I think Nicholas Bailey and, well, certainly in the one of the stars. Look how the tail is just wagging on the BMW of Alex Jameson. It's a great way to get the car to rotate. I'm not sure it's the fastest way of doing it, but it is a great fun way of driving the car. As he is now very much eyeing up Carl Benson for the lead. And Nick Bailey gets a nice swap on as well. That hasn't gone quite so well for him, unfortunately. It's jumping Chris Callahan, who's got that great, he's in the middle of almighty great scrap. Ollie Sy, oh dear, Ollie Sy has lost a bumper. So Ollie Sy has had an issue of some description. That BMW doesn't look like wants to steer straight as he's killed the bollard on the entrance of turn 1. Alex Rhodes has gone up to 8. Oh no, huge incident. That's Gary Cooper again. Oh my goodness. Oh, as he's trying to rejoin the track, he's had a massive impact with Callahan. Oh no. That has not gone well for Gary Cooper. Does seem the featured racer seems to be a bit of a curse at the moment, but hopefully that doesn't continue. For the lead though. A 45.9 on the board for Alex Jameson last lap. I mean, he's been saying that sliding the car's not the best way of doing things. Well, oh me of little faith, Alex Jameson has other ideas. He's now right on the gearbox, or right on the exhaust pipe I should say, of Carl Benson. Whoa. Alex is pushing very, very hard to try and regain the lead. Goodness me, there's a lot going on there. Oh, Alex looks to the inside. Gets his nose very much chopped off by Benson, but that's forced the Renault wide. That's surely going to give the lead to Jameson, but Jameson slots behind the Renault. Interesting. I thought that was a surefire lead change there, but Jameson slots behind Carl Benson. I want to check up on the other battles going on. Different choice of line coming through turn 2. Both are fairly valid. Now into the Parabolica. Long sweeping turn 5. Oh, Alex is thinking about it. He wants the inside line of the hairpin. Benson's not closed the door. And big heavy move on the brakes. And that is the lead to Alex Jameson. Nicely done. Does Carl Benson have an answer? That's going to be the next thing. At the moment, there's already half a second between the BMW and the Renault. Alex Jameson very much proving the unstoppable force at the moment. Oh, Gary Cooper. Who's he having an argument with? That's McRae Williams right behind. So that's Gary Cooper making a great move on the inside of the hairpin for 10th place. He's just surrounded by people right ahead. Colin Dunn on the back of Simon Williams. That's 8th position being fought over there. Oh, Simon Williams has gone very deep. Cuts back in front of Colin Dunn. They can't hold on to that position. Oh, jumps over the apex. Oh my goodness, that's surely going to be a penalty coming his way. There's, oh, nice move from Gary Cooper. Switches back to the inside. Oh no, the two come together. As, can't clear on Simon's name. The Astros done some cone killing there. As there comes Chris Callahan and Ollie's side to try and demand him further. And there's impact between the two. Well held there for Simon Williams. Goes back in front of the BMW of Ollie's side. Just about stays as they are. Goodness me. Impact absolutely everywhere, but that is the nature of touring car racing. Although they do tend to hang on to a few more body panels than some of the cars we've seen. Ollie side trying to shape up a move on the 13th position from Simon Williams. Oh wow. Saw the BMW cut a little too early to the apex there. He's pressing on nonetheless. There's Alex Rhodes on the back of Gary Cooper. Gary now up to 9th place after again having a pretty disastrous start. And Alex Jameson doing Alex Jameson things up front, just chucking the BMW into every corner he can find. Just gracefully getting the slide and still being that much quicker than everybody else. Gary Cooper now up to 8th. Oh, that's deep into the hairpin. Colin Dunn is who's stranded at that 8th place, and Simon Williams as well has come across out the hairpin. Goodness me, it is action here, there and everywhere. Simon Williams trying to not hemorrhage any more positions. Adam Davies has gone through into 14th position. Oh, and deep again. That's turn 8. And the Astra's gone too deep out. Alex Rhodes staring at the back of Gary Cooper. Gary now up to 8th place. Has about 3 seconds or so to go into the guy in front of Kev Straw. Gary's been doing a pretty good job of regaining lost time. Ollie Cyrus just moved up to 12. That's Colin Dunn. He's dethroned. Three-way BMW battle going on there. Ollie side 12, Colin Dunn 13, Adam Davies 14. Great scrap here. There's Josh Morris with Simon Williams already ahead. It's just a field of BMWs with the Aaron Astor in the middle. Another track limit penalty there for McRae. Benson trying as he may to keep up with Alex Jameson. It sometimes feels like an absolute struggle in vain, but he's trying nonetheless. Oh, Nick's had a problem, or had a problem last time out, losing 10 seconds. But on he fights nonetheless. Oh, that's on his side. That's had a bad run through the Paramolicas. Just now down to 14th place. Oh, but that's Davies gone a little bit too deep. Oh, gets a tap in the door from Ollie's side. As Ollie back up to 13th place. Still fighting going on absolutely everywhere. There's Chris Callahan on McRae Williams for 10th position. The rest of the field fairly, well, comparatively spread out at least. That's the view from Simon Williams down 15th position with the warring BMWs ahead of him. Bring up the map. That's how bunched up they are in that stadium section. Chris Callahan has made the move on McRae Williams for 10th place. McRae looked a little slow coming through that section, so they will have made a mistake somewhere. On the nose of the Astra once again on Simon Williams. Is the Astra? It is indeed. Oh, that looks like Davies got a little deep coming out on the penultimate turn. And over the line once again. 1.5 minutes remain of race number 2, as that is on his side by side with Davies. Oh, well caught. Well, almost well caught for Ollie Sai. Bounces off the wall, adding to the damage he's already carrying in the Castrol flavoured BMW. There's Colin Dunn in 12th place. There's McRae Williams just ahead. So this particular battle has finally spread out, and you can hear Simon Williams backing off there. That'll be, he's got a slowdown warning. And up front, it is the familiar name of Alex Jameson. Yeah, there's another time penalty for Simon Williams. That's what he was trying to alleviate. Whoa, that is a tad wide. Yep, I thought that would happen. Big time penalty. Well, a time penalty, a 2-second penalty for Benson. So 2 for Benson, 4 for Bailey, 1 for Daniels, 2 for Holmes, 2 for Straw, 1 for Williams, 1 for McRae Williams, 6 for Simon Williams, 5 for Sai, and 2 for Garside. It's how the penalties look at the moment. Let's jump back to the warning beamers. Well, that's actually Fishwick and Davies have caught. Fishwick, sorry, Dunn. Dunn and Davies. I'm sure Colin Dunn's been caught worse than that. Having a crack at McRae Williams. Gary Cooper has already caught Kevin Straw for 7th place. exercising, moving the inside of turn 1. No, doesn't go for it. The checker flag is out, awaiting Alex Jameson. Where is he? He is coming down to the stadium section. Oh, is it back between Cooper and Straw? But Cooper's a great run out of turn 1. Inside for 2. Still, Kev Straw doesn't want to let that one go. And swoops through into 7th. Does a Gary Cooper. Nicely done. But still got to work hard to keep Straw behind him. Oh, Kev Straw trying to get the little slipstream he can, get the outside line of the parabola. He wants the inside line for the hairpin. Can he get it done? Can he slow the car down? Forces Gary to the outside line. That's Kev Straw back up into 7th place. Sliding through the final few turns. Your winner for round number 2. Can anyone stop this man? It is once again Alex Jameson takes the win of round 1. Of round 2. Race 2. Round 1 rather. Then it is the flashing lights of Benson in 2nd position. But let's jump back up to the battle of Straw and Cooper. As Nick Bailey crosses the line to take 3rd place. Right behind them is that's Rhodes and Callahan having a fight for 9th place. Jay Daniels going to take 4th. Oh, Straw thinks about an inside line. Oh, it's a good thing that bend, that turn 12 is banked. I think Gary Cooper may well have been off into the dust if it wasn't for that. Big! What on earth? Mr. Straw, that is a tad optimistic. He will cross the line ahead of Gary Cooper, but will have earned himself a penalty, yes. Quite a bit of penalty, I dare say. Yeah, that's put Kev Straw down to 10th place. Alex Rhodes in 8th, Callahan 9. Actually, Colin Dunn, goodness me, what was the penalty for Kev Straw? 33 seconds, because he's completely missed 2 corners. Goodness me. So, Colin Dunn finishes 10th, McRae Williams 11th, Adam Davies 12th, Josh Morris 13th, Ollie Sy 14th. Kev Straw finally is settled in 15th position. Simon Williams 16th. Garside is still running. Matt Cherrington is a lap down. So the last car on the lead lap is the plain white car, or plain white to us, of David Garside. What a race. What a race that was. So then in summary, it is Alex Jameson once again. Well, it's the same, certainly the same top 2. I forget whether it was Nick Bailey in 3rd in the first race, but he certainly is for race number 2. So Jameson beats Benson and Bailey rounds out the podium. Then it is Daniels, Owen, Holmes, Cooper, Rhodes, Callahan, Dunn, McRae Williams, Adam Davies, Morris, Sy, Straw, Simon Williams, Garside, Cherrington, Jack Dan. We lost Jack Dan and Brandon Van Eden early on. Race number 3 will only be a few minutes away. Do not go anywhere, because I suspect that one's going to be equally as good as these. Stay with us. We'll be back as quickly as we can. Race number 3 then of this opening round of the VTCC is literally just loading in. Let's head trackside then as soon as we have gotten into the session. So it's another qualifying session to decide the grid. It is only the one round that is a random grid. Here we go. The 20 drivers, with the same 20 drivers, have returned to us, and quite a few people straight on the game. There's Jameson as well. Now, when they're in the pits, they do kind of face through each other like that. That is intentional. And it's Kev Straw in the Sol Mercedes that is first out on track. Very closely followed by David Garside. Now, they do ghost through each other in qualifying, although I have seen it where the ghosting doesn't work. Right behind them is running that liveried Renault, and it's Mr. Dan. No, it isn't. Jack Dan is still in the pits. Let's have a look. There's not Nick Bailey. No, he is now back on track. With Kev Straw, as we know. Sienna Viper is in the British livery BMW. Ah, that's why I didn't spot who it was, of course, because Mr. Benson is not on the sponsors guide. Now, as a reminder, oh, steady, gentlemen, kind of tripping over each other in qualifying. 3 wide coming out of turn 8, why not? Wow. Carl is really wanting to get on with it. Now, as a reminder, we will be running custom liveries from next week onwards. A number of our drivers are real-life club racing drivers that carry sponsorship with them, or some of them carry sponsorship with them, so as a means to represent their sponsors, and as a means to really give them their own kind of identity, you could say. We're running custom liveries from next week on. Was going to be round 3, but of course we've had to rerun round 2. Also, it has been brought to my attention that stutter that you just saw there. That's me. That's if I've had to come out of the game window and back into it. It does cause that stutter. That is on me, for which I apologise for, but it's certainly something I have to do from time to time. Try and limit it as much as possible. Where is Mr. Jameson? Well, wrong Alex. Knew I'd do that. There he is. That's turn 1. We've just gone through, just following through the rest of the lap. One of the front-wheel drive Renaults is screaming his head off on the outside of turn 1. Heaving on the brakes, down through the gears. Actually, the map doesn't work when you're in the car. On to the parabolic. So we've done turn 2, 3 and 4. And now the long sweeping turn 5. As Alex stays very close to the apex. And again, as I mentioned last week, I am a little biased to the sound of the BMW. I absolutely love how this car sounds. Down through the gears. As he's chasing, I believe that is Adam Davies already ahead. Kind of a little unsettled as he's trying to open up the line, coming through turn 7. Now having on the brakes, someone's locked up a little bit. Lovely cat in the apex there from Jameson. As he sweeps through turn 10. Davies, get out of the way. And Alex has backed off. Didn't want to rely on the ghosting. Chucks it in anyway to turn 11. Into the stadium where Sebastian Vettel very famously binned it. The German Grand Prix last year. So this is going to give himself a bit more space and try and get that crucial lap done again. I say crucial lap, I mean, they're always aiming for the pole position spot. Oops, as David Garside has gotten his car out of the way. Sometimes start to get on the board, and Jameson still did the 47-2, even though it looked like he backed off. As Benson is less than a tenth behind Jameson. Alex Rose, both of the answers again. Here's to the top of the tree. Oh dear. Someone has had an argument with the wall at the back of the shot there. I couldn't unfortunately see who it was. You see Alex Rose continuing to chase either Toby Owen or McRae Williams. And Mark Holmes is ahead of him. Jameson is back out on track, giving his car a good old weave, getting the heat into the tyres. Who hasn't got a time on the board? Nick Bailey hasn't got a time on the board. He's got a lot of traffic ahead of him. That's Gary Cooper. Somebody ahead of us in the Renault. Has Gary got a time on the board yet? He does. He is third. 47.4. That's a great time in the Renault. Bit of a lock up through turn 8. Continues, and nonetheless, we got where Jack Dan in 5th position. Oh, that's. Oh dear, that looks like Simon Williams having a big problem there. It is indeed. Cameraman doesn't quite know where it looks. Simon, I would say Simon's had some kind of steering wheel failure there. Either that or he has a real problem with the ball, as we have a new pole man in the form of Carl Benson. He's done a 46.7. Now, we've seen low 46s come from Mr. Jameson before, and now he's going to have to do it. Less than 4 minutes to go, so he's got plenty of time. He's giving himself plenty of space as well. If we look at the map, see where the arrow is coming through the stadium, turn 12. He's giving himself loads of room. There's Mr. Bailey. There he is. He's now ahead of Gary Cooper on track, but oh wow! Just a mere touch on the outside, just through the car through turn 2. Simon, we know, has got a problem. David Garside is also in that pack, coming through the parabolic, as well as Brendan Van Eden, just coming through turn 2 himself. Jameson then winding up for a timed lap, as that looked like Mark Holmes getting out of the way. It was indeed. And well, Van Eden thinks he can do no more. Sorry, Benson thinks he can do no more on that one. Or he's that confident, he's staying in the pits. Half a second that Jameson has to find to reclaim the pole spot. Screaming down towards the hairpin, heavy on the brakes. Down to, does he take it first? He does. Slides the car as much as he dares. If anybody... Well, it's interesting that Alex finally has some competition made to sound very disingenuous to the rest of the field, which I don't mean to be, but Alex very much has been the class of the field in this sim racing arena. It looks so effortless from Alex Jameson. I can assure you it's not, as he's really pushing it hard on the exit of turn 10. Slides through 11. Sounds like he's got a big pack ahead of him. Gary Cooper up into 3rd place. For Suzanne, he already was in 3rd place, beg your pardon. Still a 10.5 behind Alex Jameson. But is that about to change? Alex has time for another lap. Looked like he was on the ragged edge, coming through the penultimate turn. Does he improve? Of course he does. 146.216. Carl cannot come out in time to set another lap, so Alex Jameson will be our poleman unless someone can topple that mighty 46.216. There's Gary Cooper. Was someone buried in the side there? Because I heard very low engine rate. Doesn't look like it. Everyone except for Van Eden is on track at the moment. Nick still hasn't got a lap on the board. That's because he hasn't crossed the line yet. So no lap time from Nick Bailey, Simon Williams, David Garside or Brendan Van Eden. Running the same livery as Jay Daniels. Jay Daniels up in 6th at the moment with that 48.0. Oh, that's a bit deep, and Jay Daniels has actually binned it on the outside of turn 8. Oh, big one, that isn't Jay Daniels at all. I beg your pardon. That other blue Renault then? Well, I was right in the Van Eden is running the same livery. Who is that? I'm not entirely sure, because I'm looking at the spotter's guide, and the only one running that livery as far as I know is Jay Daniels, but that wasn't Jay. Either way, as it's Chris Callahan. Yeah, of course, because again, Callahan's not on my spotters like the spotters guys. He joined us a bit late. Qualifying is done. Checker flag is out. Does Jameson improve? Let us see. As he crosses the line, he does. It's a 45.9. That is inhumane from Alex Jameson. Goodness me! For any challenge given, he has had the ability to answer it. Most people are still out there though. Oh, a 6th place from Brendan Van Eden. A 48 flat, 0.02 of a second ahead of Jay Daniels. Very, very nice indeed. It doesn't look like Simon Williams has solved his steering wheel problem. Garside, the only man yet to set a lap time. So we'll see what he is able to do. Gary still going? Gary's still going. He's in 3rd. 147.441. Nick Bailey directly behind him. Where's Nick Bailey? In 11th at 48.9. There's improvement to be found from the monster Renault. Gary looks like he's really going for it. He looked a little deep into turn 12, but does ride that pretty well. Josh Morris has binned it well. Argument with the apex for Gary Cooper. That's thrown him wide at the penultimate but one turn. That's one of the big bits coming over the line. Does Gary Cooper improve? He didn't. Did Mr. Scuzzle improve? He did. 48.3. And in the background, Matt Sherrington, 49.1 for him. There is Garside. Did he set a time? He did. That was a 48.6. Whoa, is that McRae in the background? It is. McRae Williams crossing the line. A 49.4 is his time. But Gary Cooper in third. Excellent effort. Alex Rhodes fourth. Jack Dan in fifth position. Who is still running? Nope. Someone's still running. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, of course it'll be Simon Williams. Well, in a few seconds, that will all be done and dusted. There was this unfortunate stranded car on the outside of turn 2. Right then, the third and final qualifying session, the second qualifying session done for the night. That mighty 45.9 from Alex Jameson sees him on the front row with, again, it is Carl Benson. Then is Gary Cooper. What a stonker for Gary. In third place, Alex Rhodes joins him on row 2. Jack Dan and Brendan Van Eden in row 3. Jade Daniels and Toby in row 4. Nick Bailey and Josh Morris, row 5. Chris Canahan and David Garside, row 6. Matt Cherrington and Adam Davies in row 7. Colin Dunn and Ollie Sy, row 8. McRae Williams and Mark Holmes, row 9. And Kev Straw. And yeah, I had a feeling that Simon Williams would call it a day, which he has, which means Kev Straw brings up the tail of the field. Okay, then. Same deal as before. 15 minutes of racing. They have a 2-minute period where they change their setups, make any tweaks that they are able to do. We don't run a part ferme system here, as in other motorsports. Project Cars 2 does not have that, so they are allowed to make any changes they feel like at this stage in the game. So if they wish to make every changing except for changing from one car to another, then they are allowed to do so. They've got another minute to make their changes and hit that ready button, or they will be disqualified. What a series of racing we have had so far. Alex Jameson may well be leading the way at the moment, but he's certainly got some competition. And here we go then. Everyone has readied up. We are on the grid. 19 drivers for 15 more minutes. Here we go. It's time to wind them up and let them go. Who is going to be bravest on the brakes? Who is going to control the wheel spin? Here we go. Let's find out. A cracking start this time from Alex Jameson. He is not leaving anything to chance. He sweeps through turn 1 unchallenged. No such luck then pretty much for everybody else. Let's see, is anyone flowing off the road? Looks like everyone's made it through okay so far into the first turn. Rhodes and Gary Cooper side by side. Alex Rhodes is round. He's had a half spin. He's going to really fall through the field. That's given Gary Cooper. Now he's got Brendan Van Eden on his tail. There's Gary Cooper now up into third place. There's the view from Van Eden. He's going to try and sweep around Gary Cooper. Gary goes to the inside line, defending for the hairpin. Everyone else making it through. There is a big move from, I think that's Alex Rhodes. Oh dear. That's a lot of impact there. A hell of a lot of impact. Round goes Van Eden. That's Alex Rhodes that's been caught out in that mixture as well. Goodness me. Oh, again side by side. There's Josh Morris and Jack Dan. Great outside manoeuvre from Jack Dan at turn 8. What a move for 5th position. That was an absolute belter. Not all done and dusted yet as here comes Nick Bailey from 7th. Can he make the BMW stay even worse? Tries to turn in, but the BMW is still there. Can the BMW hold it? Well held. But unfortunately, Nick Bailey has gone to build some sandcastles on the exit of turn 9. Can he rejoin safely? Yes, he can. Yes, he does. Slots in right beside on his side. At turn 12. Nicely done. Oh no, Van Eden's had another problem down at the hairpin. And David Garside again has had a bad start. He just cannot catch a break. That's the view from Alex Rhodes, who we saw facing the wrong way. That's a very battered Adam Davies up front, who's now in the wall. Adam Davies in the wall. Oh no, huge damage. Jack Dan has opened up the penalty scoring already, a 2-second penalty for him. As we see Jay Daniels and Gary Cooper. Matt Cooper, I don't know who he is. Maybe a brother somewhere. Sweeping through turns 2, 3 and 4. Down through the parabolica once again. Jay Daniels doing what he can against Gary Cooper, but Gary's got the measure of Jay at the moment. Oh, that was brakes there for Jack Dan. He's trying to get rid of the one of the dreaded slowdowns. That's the view from Mark Holmes. He's a little bit too far off the back of McRae, who's a bit too far off the back of Ollie. But look at this lot as we come into the hairpin once again. 3 wide. Oh, big punch in the face with Nick Bailey. Oh dear, I didn't quite see who that was that hit him. Chase cam from Josh Morris as he's got a lot of fighting going on here. That's Matt Harrington with the orange BMW trying to size up a move. Ollie side on the inside. Oh no, that was never going to work. 3 into 1 was always going to be catastrophic, as Josh is now going to be very careful how he rejoins. Dear oh dear. That's a little bit too desperate too quickly, I think. As we jump back up to Jay Daniels. Battle for 3rd place between him and Gary Cooper. As Brendan Van Eden has brought his car back into the pits. He is now back out on track. Bit of a locker from Jay Daniels into the suit curve. Turns 14 and 15. There at the bottom of the shot is Carl Benson. Way off in the distance. Well, so way 3 seconds off into the distance. But after only 4 minutes, that's pretty impressive. Is once again Alex Jameson. Chris Callahan's in an interesting battle. There he is with Jack Dan and Toby Owen. That's about 5th, 6th and 7th. Behind him, McRae Williams. Behind him, Alex Rhodes, who's got a hell of a turn. Look at that lot behind Alex Rhodes. Oh, that's Charrington making a move on Mark Holmes inside at turn 2. Can he get them to slow down just about? No, Mark Holmes gives him a nudge in the face. And back up into 11th position for Mark Holmes. Behind him, Kev Straw. Behind him, Adam Davies, and then David Garside. Here comes Charrington. Slipstreams the Astra. He's out to go the long way round for the parabolica. He wants the inside line for the hairpin. Can he outbreak the Astra? Let's see. Kev Straw's waiting to pick up the pieces. Oh, that looks a little bit deep for Charrington as Holmes tries to come back underneath the BMW. Now Holmes going to have the inside line for the next. To turn 7, and no, Charrington's managed to get the job done. Nicely done for the orange Beamer. Look at this, right ahead of Ollie Sai is McRae Williams and Alex Rhodes. Now in their own fight for 8th position. Up towards the stadium section once again, now turn 11. Bit of a lock up there from the Renault. Ollie Sai can't use the extra momentum, tries to bump draft the Renault. Dives on the inside of turn 12, gives the Renault a bit of a nudge off into the dust, but McRae lives to fight another day. Callahan still on the back of Jack Dan, who is losing the back of Toby Owen a little bit. And still the battle between Gary Cooper and Jay Daniels wages on, but Gary Cooper's got himself about, what's he got, half a second or so between himself and Jay, something like that, 0.6. So he's got a bit of breathing space at the moment. But look at this lot further down the field. We look at Josh Morris, who's got David Garside, Mark Holmes. Oh, big snap under the still. Well caught by Josh Morris. Very nicely done. Goodness me. As is normally way in touring cars, it's difficult to know where to look. This midfield pack has spread out a little bit. Oh, that was Adam Davies getting a bit out of shape behind Kev Straw. That could well give Mark Holmes an opportunity. Mark's too far back to make an impact this time around. 8.5 minutes to go of this opening round of the VTCC. see right behind Josh Morris having to play defensive. Well, he's making the move actually on David Garside. That's again Davies going very, very deep. And he hits it at the hairpin. The damage on that car. It's not really a surprise. Goodness me. Don't expect to see Nick Bailey that far down the field, but he has had a torrid time in all races pretty much here at Hockenheim. Gary Cooper has broken free of Jay Daniels, now 1.5 seconds separates the two. And Gary Cooper finally having a decent run this evening. Callahan on the back of Jack Dan, still having their battle for 6th position. Matt Charrington and McRae Williams still kind of locked in the battle for 10th, although a bit of a distance between the two, nearly a second. But this, Colin Dunn is now for the back of David Garside in this 4-way scrap for 13th place. Dunn sizing up an inside maneuver on Garside. Is he going to make it do? No, he's going to. I was just thinking, please don't go too wide into turn 1. That won't go well, and he didn't. Oh, that's Adam Davies has gone wide. He's lost another spot again, or has it? No, he will do now because he's lost. Oh, beg your pardon. Oh no, that's Reynolds. That's Josh Morris. That's Josh Morris has been spun round. I thought that was Adam Davies. It wasn't at all. My apologies. Colin Dunn's. Oh wow, Colin Dunn's had a great run on David Garside. Sweep around the outside on the parabolic of the 15th place. Alex Rhodes now at the back of Chris Callahan. So Callahan's lost the back of Jack Dan and now is defending against the BMW for 7th. Oh, Alex, that's a little late. Keeps on the road though. Still going. There's Callahan still staying in touch with Jack Dan though. Charrington on the back of McRae Williams. As well as Garside trying to keep up with Colin Dunn. He's trying to keep up with Mark Holmes. Oh, that's Garside wide. Garside very, very wide. Oh, Nick Bailey's gone through. Yes. That was looking a bit close. Here comes Alex Rhodes on the back of Callahan, on the back of Dan. Lots of Anne in that sentence. Oh, steady Alex Rhodes. Lovely run through turn 1. But he's gone too wide. He's had the back off. So it's going to allow Callahan to go after Jack Dan. As a reminder, once again, this man is still leading the way. We have lost another from the rate. That looks like Van Eden that's gone. Josh Morris in the pits with only 5 minutes remaining. Alex Jameson leads Carl Benson by about 6 seconds. And Gary Cooper in third, the top. Oh, that's another gone. That's Morris gone. Jay Daniels 4. Toby Owen in 5th. A solid result for him. Then you've got Jack Dan. That's a lovely 3-way fight. Alex Rhodes looking on the inside of Chris Callahan. Oh, he's got it done. I think Callahan let that one go. That was into turn 7. Just to make it work. Ray Williams has got Matt Charrington, so those two continuing to fight. Charrington on the inside, coming down of turn 9. Turns 9 and 10, I should say. Charrington still's got the inside line for 11. And gets the job done. I think Williams realised that one was... He had to concede it, but he's trying to cut back underneath the orange BMW. Oh, Charrington's got a tad deep. Yeah, he overbraked it. Good effort, but not quite there. There's still a great scrap going on here with Colin Dunn, Mark Holmes, and Adam Davies. Amazing stuff there. Actually, Straw is not too far ahead of them either. Kev Straw's made a mistake coming through those last few turns. He's going to have a hard time fending off Adam Davies, it seems. Ooh, steady for turn 1. So he's back for for a moment, but Davies looked like he's had the back off. His Markov's going to try and make a move in the inside of turn 2. He does. The BMW doesn't really fight it. Oh, Colin Dunn's looking like he's going to capitalise as well. Sweeps around the outside and takes that 14th position. That's one mistake that cost Adam Davies 2 positions. Oh, is Colin Dunn then going to have a crack at Mark Holmes? He already has. Well, he's made the pass, just about. Can he get it slowed down with the hairpin? Kev Strong on ahead of them. Oh, Mark is trying to outbrake the BMW. Still side by side, still banging doors. Who is going to win out on this one? Absolutely great stuff as they come back up the way. And Colin Dunn has gotten ahead of Mark Holmes. Brilliant racing from the BMW. Ooh, wow, I think it was a tad early on the brakes there from Dunn. There's Nick Bailey in the background, so he's going to join this particular dance in a minute with 2.5 minutes to go. Oh, it's Dunn again, looking at Kev Straw, dives on the inside but doesn't quite commit to the move for turn 11. Where on earth did Straw go? Oh, there he went. Hey, unfortunately, that was one mistake has put him all the way down to 16th place. So with pressure from Colin Dunn that caused Kev Straw to fly off the road. Oh no, there's Adam Davies facing the wrong way. That's going to put him down into the wooden spoon position. There is Alex Jameson, race leader, now leads by 8 seconds. Who shall we have a look at? Charrington still looking at the back of McRae Williams, and you've got that big pack we've just been talking about right behind them. The rest of the field relatively spread out. That's why we haven't looked at them in a while. Around the parabolica for the, I think it's going to be the penultimate time. Where is Mr. Jameson? He's coming into the stadium. He should beat the flag from there. So 2 laps to go. 2 laps for most people, I should say. Charrington still on the back of McRae Williams. Then behind them, Rhodes with Dunn, Holmes, and now Nick Bailey. It's Astra versus Astra. Oh no, sorry, it's Renault versus Astra. The BMW's ahead. Oh, late on the brakes of Nick Bailey on the inside of Mark Holmes, but can't make it stick. Or can he? Oh, me of little faith, side by side through 9 and 10. Still side by side as we see Alex Rhodes and Colin Dunn at the bottom of the shot. Oh, now this is going to be brave from Bailey. Bit of a nudge as they come through 11. Kev Straw could well get interested in this as well. Inside line for Nick Bailey for the back turn, and he gets him. 13th place, Nick Bailey. Nicely done. But Mark Holmes is not going to let that go in a hurry. Whoa, Kev Straw is one for trying to brake late in the Mercedes. And Mark's going to try and get the inside line on Nick. Here comes Kev Straw to capitalise. Not quite. Checkered flag is out, awaiting our race leader as he comes back into the stadium section. Oh, Kev Straw went for the inside line but couldn't quite use the momentum he had as Mark Holmes shut the door. Alex is still some way away from the line as now Mr. Garside's getting involved in this particular battle. Quick checking with Matt Charrington. He's too far back from McRae Williams to make a difference there. But it's a clean sweep for this man. Unless he parks up now. 10 seconds to the good for Alex Jameson. Well, a home win for BMW, you could argue, but your winner, 3 out of 3, it is Alex Jameson. Second again, a great effort there from Carl Benson. Couldn't quite put the pressure on Alex as he did in the first round, but a great introduction to the series. Gary Cooper. Well done, sir. Comes over the line in 3rd place. Jay Daniels is going to claim 4th. Toby Owen in the Renault is going to be 5th. And then there's Jack Dan for 6th position. Chris Callahan in 7th. Ollie Sy a little bit further back in 8th place. And a last minute fight between Rhodes and Cherrington is going to remain the way they are. McRae, Williams across the line in 9th, Matt Cherrington 10. Alex with 11th, although Cherrington and Williams swap around because of penalties. Colin Dunn takes 12th. Kev Straw is just about going to fend off David Garside over the line. Penalties will then kick in. Mark Holmes 15, Nick Bailey 16, and Adam Davies rounds out the field. What a race, what a series of races we've had this evening. There it is, final confirmation. The only man in the 46s was Alex Jameson. Then Carl Benson takes 2nd, Gary Cooper 3rd, Jay Daniels 4, Toby Owen 5, Chris Callahan 6th, Jack Dan in 7th, Ollie Sy 8th, Matt Cherrington 9, McCurry Williams 10, Alex Road 11, Colin Dunn 12, Kev Straw in 13th, Dave Garside 14th, Mark Holmes 15th, Nick Bailey 16th, and Adam Davies in 17th position. It's going to round out tonight's festivities. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us throughout the stream. And for those catching up afterwards, thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back next time out. We are rerunning last week's Donington Park race. That last week should have been round 1, but due to technical issues, it was declared a non-championship race. So we will be back on British soil for Donington Park next week. Same place, same time. Do join us then. Until then, thank you very much and good night.